Hey, it's me, Bria, coming back with the second installment of my Starfist Gemini vlogs that I'm doing on the stuff I'm doing to prepare for my comic. Last week I showed one of my little toys that I built, and I want to show another toy that I made that was drying at the time that I shot that other one, but it's actually like the first model that I started working on. You might recall, if you've read Starfist, you know, you might have seen the images, of course, right? The cover, this is like a promotional kind of thing I did on my home printer to test out the book to see how it reads. And the back, we've got the character Cassie, Cass Fire Eyes, who's a dino lady. She's very grizzled. I kind of imagine her being like who I would age into or will age into into my 40s and beyond. Getting kind of old, getting kind of sick of everyone's crap, but still got it to some degree. She's still tough, she's still spunky, and she can still kill you. So I wanted to make up a model for her because I really like that character. She's kind of an important character to the story, and she's kind of complicated because she's like a dino person, right? Scaly crap, feathery crap, it's hard to work out those poses. Not quite human, not quite dinosaur. So I made a model. It's one of the first models I worked on, as I said. And I also, as I probably mentioned in the last week's vlog, I worked it out bigger. I used all these bionicle joints and made like probably a 1/9 scale model and figured that out. And then I scaled it down to this one, which is mostly bionicle joints, but has also been used as like a Lego. This is a Lego dinosaur I actually got without its head. I'm pretty sure this is the one I took the head off to make the last week's toy. And I would have chopped up the torso and given her this segmented torso. It's all posable, right? Ball socket joints all the way through. I think the shoulders came from like a Gundam. And then we got Lego joints, micro Lego joints. What I'm really proud of with this figure is she has posable fingers, including this rotating thumb that has 2 joints within it. She can even curl up her hand and make a fist. Yeah. Hold stuff. She also has posable toes, because sometimes you have like a dino, like they're doing something. Maybe we want them to like curl the toes back for like a kick. Sometimes in karate you actually kick with the ball of your foot. A dinosaur might want to do that too. They could go slash kick too. Slash. Nice swiveling posable tail. Oh, I love it. I've done more advanced tails since this, but this figure, I wanted her to have a very flexible tail for expression. So I kept it pretty basic. The joints are all exposed so that it's got maximal posability. When you cover up the joints, which sometimes is good, it reduces your posability. So I'm torn with this figure. She's such a key figure in the story, key character, that I want a really accurate model of her, but I also want a very posable model because she does so much action and fighting and stuff. So like, I don't know, like right now this model's got a lot of exposed joints. The back is kind of exposed somewhat, but she has a lot of freedom of motion because of it. The other thing I'm thinking of is with the head. This is not the first head I've given this one. Same with the hands. Originally, the hands and feet were like, I had like basic, it's just like a hand. I got this from like a Final Faction figure from the dollar store. And then like, this was like a dino foot from a Lego dinosaur. Those are the original feet and hands, and then I swapped them out for the posing ones. And same with the head. Originally, it was like a raptor head, Lego raptor head with some craft foam. The Lego ones work really well because you can have these nice jaws. And, it was okay, but her face, as you can see here, is a little more rounded, a little more cartoonish. So I made a second one, and it's another Lego head that I modified, but it's still not quite right, like it's not quite the same proportions. And, these figures, they don't have to be perfect. They don't have to be an exact replica of the character as they appear in the story. but her face probably will cast a different shadow than the other one. So I might have to sculpt her a face, which isn't the worst thing. You know, give it like more front-facing eyes, which is correct. Tyrannosaurs and other theropods had forward-facing eyes. I don't know why these Lego models have them with kind of more side-facing eyes. Not quite right, not quite scientifically accurate. But this one's head profile kind of worked pretty well. I liked it had these funny exposed teeth because she's always like, you know, like a big grin. You know, so I might evolve this model. All my models are going to evolve. None of them are fully finished. None of them are fully perfect. I'm just trying to get the best model I can at this point. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm really happy with this one overall. I just got it off the airbrush just to give it quick paint down. You might notice, like the last model, I painted it gray. This one's black and white. Probably repaint the other one, frankly. I'm torn, as I probably mentioned last vlog. Gray picks up the shadows really well. So if you make a model and you paint it gray, it's probably going to cast nice shadows for you. But this comic, it's black and white. So this one is painted like, kind of like how her tones appear in the comic. So she's got this black jumpsuit, black armbands. I don't think she has any other hard black coloring other than her eye patch. And everything else is mostly rendered in white with some shading. So, you know, keeping it just this white with black, you know, accents here and there is kind of the only paint job I really need to give her. I don't need to go full color, although I am kind of thinking about doing some full color pages like they do like for the opening chapters of a lot of manga and stuff. We'll see about that. But yeah, I don't know. I've been working on this model, like I said, since like 2019, just kind of the first version, evolving it. And then I built the smaller one last year, actually, and then I've been kind of, you know, put on the back burner, working on other things, return to it every once in a while. And it's kind of recently I'm like returning to this project a lot more, getting ready for this. And I'm like, oh yeah, this one's coming together. I kind of like this one. Added these posable hands and feet much later, like recently. And yeah, you know, every time, like, look at this. It's kind of like moving a bit sometimes. I got to tighten up the joint, get some of that clear nail polish on it, tighten it up. This is what you do when you build a toy. Every once in a while, the joints are going to get loose. You pull it off to do some airbrushing. Usually that's going to loosen up the joint. Paint some clear nail polish on it. It's nice and tight again. It works just great. Honestly, I like airbrushing them with the joints on because a bit of that airbrush paint gets in the joint and you'd think it'd like, you know, mess up the whole joint and ruin it. It can sometimes, be careful, but it doesn't always. Sometimes it makes the joint nice and tight. And then you get a little bit of that grit in there and it's just nice and chunky and holds its place and all that. Good stuff. So, yep, that's another one of my toys. I'm, you know, slowly going to be showing more and more of them as I finish them and get them to a place where I like showing them. Every week I'll have something new for you. And one of these days I'll start actually drawing the comic again. But right now, I'm mostly just building toys, doing prep work, doing little illustrations, and having a lot of fun. Well, I'll see you next week, I guess. You should go to lifeofbria.com or whatever.